Hi, Andy from DIY Bands. Thanks for coming back to check on how one might EQ their overheads. Just clean them up a little bit. I mean, a lot of, with overheads is a lot of the sound that you're going to get is from the mic placement and making sure they're in phase, and there's a lot of things you could do on the recording stage, but this is obviously the mixing and production side of things, so I'm not going to talk about the recording really that much at all. I'm just going to talk about all the frequencies that we can take out, where, you know, what kind of sound that I like to go for and how I go about achieving that. And what I've also done is I've put I'll record my mono, my overheads left and right in mono, pan them, but then if I am going to mix them in as well, I'll just drop them into a stereo track. So what you do is you bounce the tracks, and then you re-input the new one. So let's get started with that then. So here we are with the track. Just naked. There's no process. Oh, actually, let's take that off. That's from the last video. And no processing on it at all. This is what it sounds like raw. Just the left and right overheads. All right. So first thing we're going to do is add an EQ. Again, any EQ. You know, these are all from all of my videos. They're free. Everything I use is completely free. That's the whole point of it. First thing we're going to want to do is roll off the bottom. Now there's quite a lot of kick in this. Take that up a bit. I'm going to use a high pass. Quite a lot of kick, so I'm thinking it's going to be around here, but what we'll do is we'll take it until we start to hear a change. Okay, because I don't want too much kick in here really, because I've got quite a bit of kick running in the kick channel, so I'm trying to take out that kick from the overheads without affecting anything else. So if I'll disable it, enable it. It should only hear the kick change. Okay. The next thing I'll do is somewhere around 350 to 400. There's always a frequency, like I said in the snare video, with my drummer's snare. There's a frequency in there that pops through that I just don't like, so I will fish for that. Not too narrow. Boost it right up. Let's see what we got. Right, let's take that right out. Also around 600. So what I'm doing here really is I'm getting rid of all the horrible frequencies that I don't want to shape the drums. Obviously these are, I think these were sitting at about 40 inches away from the snare, so you get a lot of the sound of the room. And if you've got a great room, excellent. You might not want to do this as much. You might want to take it down like 1 or 2 dB. But I'm cutting it right out there because the room we recorded this in was it wasn't the best room. There were mirrors everywhere and wood on some of the walls and wonky ceiling. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting rid of the room as such. From here somewhere, there will be somewhere around here as well that don't sound great. right there. So we'll notch that out as well. Yeah, sounds okay. And then what I'll do is I will add a bit of a high shelf. Well, I say a high shelf boost. I don't think I will actually. I'm going to add a band on there. Anywhere between 7.5 and 10. Usually just to bring the brightness up, because I've taken out quite a lot of the bottom here. Left the mids, but high mids, I just want to give it a bit of a boost. What I'm listening for is the brightness, really. It's a very subtle, so if we listen, I'll bypass this. It's to the cymbals. Very subtle difference, but it will make sense when we go to the next stage. So that's what I'll do for that EQ. And then what I'll do is I'll add another EQ. We can add the same one, different one. As long as it's an EQ, it's all good. So now what I'll do is I will listen, because I've taken around the 2 and 600, somewhere in there, in that region, there'll be a new bad signal that I could take out from here, but it'll be a lot of fiddling about because these obviously affect each other. So I'll take it, it's easier to just whack on another EQ and take it out on its own there. Scoop that out. Then I'll add a high shelf boost. Now what this is going to do, in relation to this one, so obviously I did do a bit of a boost here. But what this is going to do, this is going to turn all of this up like that, but with this section here is going to be turned up at a higher proportion than this and this side, because this is turning the whole lot up. I mean, I could add like another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 EQs to try and get that hump whilst doing the high shelf boost, or I could just add another EQ and add it up, because what this will do will take this signal and turn it up by that proportion. So in reality, this is going like that, and it goes whoop, whoop, like that. So I'll just do only a subtle boost, because I've already boosted it over here. So probably like, yeah, let's listen to what it sounds like. Say a subtle boost, it needed quite a bit of boost on that one. I'm gonna go 4 dB, why not? And then the final thing that I do is add a pinch of compression, just to tighten it up a little bit. I'm only talking 1 or 2 dB here. I'll turn this ratio to 2, and then we'll have a look. Yeah, that'll do. And then always add your makeup gain afterwards, because all this is doing is cutting down those peaks that tiny bit, but you don't want to lose that volume in there. So you're bringing the rest of the of the signals up to that level, whereas this will be, it will be cutting these peaks off here, which is fine. I mean, it's just the same as turning this up, but I don't want to be doing that. I want to be using the VSTs, and then I can play with these without messing anything else up. So yeah, I'll be cutting these peaks off, and then I'll be turning these ones up along with it, so these peaks will be back up here, but these will be louder without these being too loud. Just brings the volume in within its own range. So let's do a before and after on that. So that's with them on. So off and on. So much brighter. And if we add in the rest of the kit, that's off. On. It's a bit muffled, it's more whooshy, you know, those cymbals are like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. We don't want that, we don't want that at all. It's a lot brighter. Gives it a nice, you know, like I said, it's taking away the room. We played I know you'll hear a lot about adding the room and making everything sound like it was all recorded in the same room and things like that. Not at this stage. That's not when we want to do that. We're just getting these tracks ready, and as well, I think of it, we're getting them nice and clean and as neutral as possible, and then we'll be adding our reverbs in. I'll use a guitar rig with these in, which will affect the whole thing. So I mean, just a quick preview, I guess. I mean, I don't know what these settings are at the moment. Probably just default, one of my default ones. Yeah, so there's a bit of a difference in there. I'll tweak that before finishing it off. But so that's what I would do to overheads on a general basis. If it was just a quick demo or anything, I really wouldn't touch the overheads that much at all, if at all, really. But if I'm going for a full finished product, then absolutely, those little tweaks there will bring the drums closer together and make it sound real nice. Thanks again. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. If you don't have a drummer or any way to record drums, try AIDrums.com. Recording drums can be difficult, but AIDrums.com will make the process easy, and for a fraction of the cost of paying a recording studio. Record yourself playing drums with your phone or a cheap mic and send it in for processing. AI Drums will convert this into a legit drum track using special pulse detection techniques. Using discount code ANDY, get your hands on great professionally recorded drums converted from your rough recordings at 15% off.